Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Okay. So yeah, price is moving down heavily here. There was a ceasefire between Israel and Iran. So this is why price is moving down. So if you had like a sell, you get confirmations with sells and you know why price is moving, then you know you're gonna feel a lot more better holding the position. But if you don't know what's moving the market, then you're just reading technical analysis. You don't really understand why it's moving like this. So you kind of lose a bit of confidence if you have like some kind of drawdowns. But you know, that's a reason that we're moving down. We're down here negative 1.30. I think we hit around like 1.50. And I'm looking for some potential sells below support over here by 33.21. Let's see, we got Titus in the chat. We got Sir Joshua in here. Got Luke, Architect, Ricardo. Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning, Jay. Angel, like button done. Hello, Vic and everybody. Thank you so much for the like, Jay. FVG vibes. Mr. Rashid's here. Titus, welcome, guys. Welcome, guys. Yeah, so I'm looking for a... You know, it's weird because on my broker, it's like a doji over here. It's like a bullish doji. But this is closed as a bearish doji. It looks like it wants to create a support over there. It looks like it wants to create a support. I'm going to wait and see what happens, what sort of structure is going to be formed here. As we wait for new candles to open. Yeah, let's see what happens. You know, it's crazy because like this news had came out, I think a little later on, but you know, price had not even moved from the pre-London session yet. It had not yet moved, so it was just about like 0.30 or something like that. So I took a buy initially, and then the buy was a fail. Then I'm like, okay, no, we're down 0.50%. Yeah, we're down 0.50%. So I think like, okay, so price is clearly moving somewhere. There's a reason why this volume is coming in, because we don't typically see that type of volume. Then you see on like a Twitter over there, you got Donald Trump who tweeted that wait, let me see if I can bring it up here. So this is what he tweeted. Congratulations to everyone. It has been fully agreed upon between Israel and Iran that there will be a complete and total ceasefire in approximately 6 hours from now, when Israel and Iran have wound down and completed their progress and final missions. For 12 hours, at which point the war will be considered ended. Officially, Iran will start the ceasefire and then Israel will start the ceasefire. Then Israel will start the ceasefire, and then upon the 24th hour, it'll be an official end to the war, which will be known as, you know, the 12-day war here. So yeah, this is the tweet that went out this, I believe, this early on today. So, you know, this is what's been moving price downwards. The 12-day war. Yeah, we got Trump making deals. Making deals with India, Pakistan. Now he's making deals here with Iran, Israel. You know, he's doing something, I guess. He's doing something. But I don't know. You know, like now the war has ended. So this is the only time that price actually did what was correct. It moved down. Most of the time we've been seeing price doing the opposite. So it begs the question, did they know all along? Do you think this would have been something they could have known all along? You could like go into a small conspiracy here. But if you see it, like gold for the most part was really not moving up. Despite this war going on, everything was going on, gold was still not moving up. It just kept coming down. So, you know, that's why we say sometimes, you know, we think like markets ahead of reality sometimes, you know. You can see it in the price action. You can see it with fundamentals that are about to come out, like maybe like, you know, jobs data. Sometimes you get a little bit more predictable jobs data and that sort of thing. But then you have these larger scale events like, you know, 9/11, for example, or something like this. And you see that the market is already ahead of such events. It's sometimes quite interesting. It's very interesting. So, you know, it makes sense over here, I guess. They said that they were pulling out mitigating risk in other markets. But, you know, there's always two sides to the story. So maybe the flip side of it, if you want to go down the rabbit hole, would be, again, it's all a game, and all of these things are somehow predetermined. So anyway, you know, gold came down, and it's been coming down, I guess. And now it just seems like it's following price action. It's a bit weird, but yeah. This whole thing is rigged? Yeah, man. Really, you could look at it in so many ways. You can look at it in so many ways. I mean, it's what I would do. Like if I was living for like thousands of years and we have a world order and we're liaising with all these superpowers and everything. Of course, like, you know, like we're gonna have to figure out ways to keep things a bit predictable, right? Humans don't typically like we don't typically like randomness. We like control. You can see the way our society is heading. We like control. You can see with all the censorship that we're seeing on social media and, you know, just general control. Generally, without control, you know, the reason there's no so much violence and crime is the fear of violence, of that control is what keeps people following rules. So if you just really look at the fabric of how a society is built, like, and the way it got to this point, it's all based off control. You know, making sure that everybody's in line. So given enough time, it's not crazy to think that an organized group of people could have, you know, all come together and say, hey, listen, the real war here is against us and them, the poor versus the rich. So we're gonna find systems where we don't kill each other. We don't all kill each other. But yeah, there's very hard to prove such things. That's why we don't talk about them. But anyway, 52.5, 53, 54.5. Yeah, that's why we don't talk about them. Very hard to prove. Or rather, people don't want to hear it. Well, I'm looking for a potential sell. If this candlestick here closes, then I might be looking for a sell below here. Got about 1 minute for a candlestick to close. I would like a sell. I don't mind selling here. We know why price is moving down. I hope Goldie here behaves in the last few seconds. Please don't break. Please don't break. Come on, Goldie. You're doing so well. Got 27. It can literally dump in these last 20 seconds. It could literally dump. Look at what it's doing. Ah, it's literally the last few seconds, gold. Are you serious right now? Alright guys, so at the break of these lows, trade is still valid. Yeah, so when price breaks below here, that's when I'm gonna get in. All right, chat. So I'm in my cell. Let's freaking go, Goldie. Trading the macro fundamentals on this one. Get that macro volume in. All right, guys. So at this point, stop loss is going to break even. Stop loss is going to break even here, guys. Yeah, I'm putting my stops here, break even. Let's dump it. All right, guys, securing something over here. TP just got hit. Beautiful. Man, this thing could be a runner as well. This thing could be a runner. You're trading the macro fundamentals, chat. This could be a runner right here, boys. This could be a runner right here. Man, amazing. Stress-free. Stress-free trade.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Very clean setup. Very clean setup. Yeah, that was a quick one. This happened on the 10th minute over here. Not even been on the charts for 10 minutes, guys. So anyway, awesome stream, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace. Adios. Adios, everybody. Nah, I'm just kidding. Obviously, I'm gonna be here for the next few hours. We're gonna break down price. We're gonna look and see what the market here does for the rest of the time, and yeah, just gonna enjoy the price action. So far, so good. It's really nice here today. This morning I had two setups. That happened so quickly as well. Holy, look at that pullback. Yeah, this a London Open. Right now, it's been pushing down. We're down negative 1.46% right now. Now negative 1.46%. Feels like the sells have been playing out. Yesterday's sells played out. Today's sells played out. Hey, tall trader. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, that's why I love the fundamentals. So, you know, whenever we speak about the macros, this is what we mean. But, you know, there's a difference between how they come in. Like the pre-London ones are the best. You know, the pre-London ones, that's why I'm telling you guys, like, my favorite session is pre-London. You know, it's not been that good to me of late, but anyway, it's my favorite session. So this was where we took our sell this morning. Imagine this. This is where we took our sell this morning for the pre-London session. And you see, usually the moves are going to come in a lot earlier. So we're catching like the tail end of the macro volume here at this point. So if you want to trade macro, the best times usually is going to be like throughout Asia, pre-London. During this time, you're already going to see the moves have played out. Because I've noticed, so the macros, they tend to happen much earlier on in the sessions. They don't typically happen like New York session. You know, New York session's a bit like later in the day. So if you got time to trade Asia and pre-London, then you get that that luxury that you can trade off the macros. Because even look at things like FOMC and interest rates, those usually come like later on. FOMC will come in towards the end of the trading day, and then you're gonna see that volume play out the next day. Asia pre-London. But yeah, crazy. Just think it actually pulled up. It actually pulled up. Let's see on the 1 minute here. Sheesh, man. So much volume, so much clean range over here on the 1 minute. I'm looking at this area over here. It's like a little bit of accumulation, fake out situation. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, volume, filling up this range here on the left hand side. Nice. No hesitation, pure reaction. So this is why, chat, never miss out on fundamentals. I get all my data from you know, you gotta see what you're feeding yourself as a trader. Even on social media, you have to see at least that you're following these news outlets, that even when you're doom scrolling on Instagram, that you can at least get some education there. This morning I got the same trade as you on the 1 minute consolidation. It was an amazing dump. Tried to cut the falling knife, got out of BE. Oh, nice. Yeah, I hesitated a little bit. Then I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna take it. I'm gonna take it because of the news, mainly because of the news. I was already done with pre-London. Then I went on Instagram and I saw what Donald Trump tweeted, and I was like, oh, so he was tweeting this, and we're only down 0.50%. Now there's a high chance. We've seen gold move upwards of, you know, upwards towards like 2% on these types of days, that the sell is definitely gonna come in. I just wish I held it. I don't know why I didn't hold it. I should have held that trade. I was more focused on just following my rules, I guess, securing something. But looking back at it now, I should have held it, because that was the initial move. Like, we hadn't yet had a move. Like, this was the inception right here. We had not yet had the sort of trending kind of action for the pre-London yet. Yeah, but anyway, next time I'm gonna get it. Next time I'm gonna get it. I joke, sell. Oh, we have a celebrity over here with a verification. I joke, I too want a verification. Send me your verification. I think you need like 100k subs for that. Yeah, and if you look at the setup, it was amazing rejection above on the 5 minute plus SMA touch of death on the 1 minute and 5 minute. I didn't know about the news also. I feel like a lot of people didn't know about the news. It was still quite a fresh thing. Bias is key. Thank you, Vic, for your education. It's amazing. Appreciate it, Jay. Appreciate those kind comments. Daily chart has been dropping for 7 days now. Yeah, it's been dropping for a minute here. You can see we had a bit of accumulation before the drop as well. For me, it's just a bit interesting that price, instead of moving up this whole time, was already moving down. It's like it knew the war was not going to last that long. Man, they probably made money. I mean, think about it. If you're Iran and you're going to war, and you have like a whole council of people and financial advisors and everything, do you think that they don't know you can make money from these things? Imagine how much money Iran has made, or maybe even Israel, or even the United States. Just imagine. The rest of the world, we're just watching the politics, right? We just say, oh, you know, this is going on right now, watching rockets fly back and forth. But imagine how organized you can be if you're in their position to say, okay, you know what, guys, we're going to have a war in the next month. Let's set ourselves up. You know, let's start setting ourselves up in the market and take advantage of these things. You know, of course you're going to do it. That's what happened with Russia, Ukraine. Of course Putin is taking advantage. Of course Zelensky has been taking advantage to his own degrees as well. You know, like all of these things, man, people are not dumb. Like these things don't happen on accident. There's always so much money to be made from such things. Even, you know, as Trump is heading into office, he's thinking about, okay, you know, we gotta be a president, but at the same time, how can I make money from being the president? Because he has a lot of influence. You know, that's why he jumped right in. We got the Trump coin, Millennia coin. We had all of these things popping off already in the beginning. Like, literally, that's what it is. It's just one big game. And the market is just facilitating this for people. So it's an awesome thing that, you know, as retail traders, we have very little control. But if you're cynical, if you have just the right amount of cynicalness in your life, you can take advantage of certain things. You know, and the more you mature in the market, the more experience you get, then these things become like basically black and white to you. Right now, you know, it's still quite young. Been trading for like 5 years. 5 years. Imagine those guys on Wall Street who have like 20-year, 30-year careers. They've seen it all. They've seen the 9/11s. They've seen the terrorist attacks. They've seen wars. Like, imagine what they think and how they perceive the markets and society as a whole. Because, you know, we're very detached from society as traders because we're focusing on the flow of money. And when you start to focus on the flow of money, you start to look at the world very, very differently. Because, you know, at the end of the day, money makes the world go round. They are terrorists, so they know for sure. They just got financed, lol, for the new nuclear plants. I hope we can be here with you in 30 years. Yeah, I hope so too. I hope YouTube doesn't take me down. They're gonna say, oh, what? This guy said what? All right, let's give him a strike. But yeah, guys, I think that was a move right there. It's quite interesting to see it pull up like that, though. I was not expecting it to pull up. Let's see here on the 30. I was just expecting this thing to keep running down. Maybe even see like 2%. Hadn't yet broken the previous hourly candlestick lows. Kind of bounced off that region. So I pushed down for about like 40 pips. I'm in Iran, and we had so much bad times in the past few days. Yeah, sorry about that. I was watching the live feeds. You know, they got live feeds in Israel of how the rockets are coming in. How the rockets are coming in. It looks crazy. Well, of course, you guys are at war. Of course, you will have bad days the past few days. The 12th day war. Trades today were moving quick. Yeah, moving quick. Very impulsive trades. I think this was a nice one because we're obviously trading with the trend. You got resistance. You got like a small little fakey situation happening here as well. So this was basically like a shotgun play. Candlestick broke below support. Rebreak of the previous lows. Pretty nice. Yeah, I wish I held this trade. I think I could have held this trade for a real bumper clot. The one from earlier. NQ being straight up. I trade NAS 100. What do you think about it? A McCory Tinky. Let's see, NAS 100. Let's go on NAS 100. Yeah, man. World leaders, they play like on a whole different ball game. If you think about the power that they have, it is insane. It's not like third world countries. You know, third world country presidents, they don't have luxuries. They can't even imagine. They can't even imagine the state of things like this, like to that magnitude. Their politics is more like more internal. You know, there's just steel internally, like very much internally. And distribution of power is just, you know, they just do a lot of internal stuff like this. It's nothing like too global. But man, America, Russia, you know, the Middle East. Middle East actually, you know, there's a lot of wars that happen in the Middle East. So it could even be a business. The Middle East could be a business, a big business, facilitating this environment for war. You know, obviously they make money from it as well. Otherwise, you know, you think about how does Iran even afford to send so many ballistic missiles if one of them costs like upwards of $500,000. You know, they can cost upwards of $500,000 and they're just continuously in the air like fireworks. You know, it's like it's so much money. But anyway, look at the way NAS 100. I mean, NAS 100 looks like it's moving up. NAS 100 looks like it's moving up over here. This was a 2014. Wow, NAS 100 2014 was trading at $4,000 bucks. $4,000. Now it's trading at $22,000. You know, when you think about it in this sense, the general economy, you know, it's still quite young. If you think about this is from the beginning, right? Or let's say like 2014, since 2014 up till now, just from $4,000. Now we're at 22,000. It's not that much. Like we're not really that high up. You know, you look at the human race, it's like we're still super young. Because NAS 100 is definitely top 10 indexes, you know, and you're going to see a lot of this with the different indexes as well. So we're at like 22,000 right now, but imagine the next 10 years, you know, we're going to probably be looking of upwards here of like, you know, 40 plus. But yeah, it's currently moving up bullish and consolidating right now. It kind of feels like it wants to have a retracement on NAS 100. I would say, like, if you're looking for a sell here would be too soon. You know, because you got that rejection wick. Maybe wait for price to break below that support. You're trying to catch some sort of correction over there. But definitely NAS is one of those things, man, like you want to get into buys. You know, this thing is moving up most of the time. Waiting for like little accumulation breakout situations such as these. I think breakouts could play off so nicely on NAS. Look at this one that happened early on. Look at this. Look at how nice this is here. You know, you don't even have to do that much analysis. Just gonna see, all right, so market's moving sideways. Maybe even get in on this one right here. And then get in on the break, expecting it to move up. Yeah, I think that's why NAS is really good, because it trends a lot. Let's see how GJ is looking. All right, so Goldie is having some reactions now. Looks like we tapped into some sort of choppiness here on Goldie now, because we've created a support and we have a resistance up over here. So this is like a yeah, this is the range that price is most likely gonna start chopping around in here. So it just took out the greedy sellers, or it's rather putting them in drawdown of some sort. That's why we always want to manage our trades. You know, whenever you get these really nice pushes, there's no point like holding this drawdown, because like as we say, your best trades never will give you a hard time, correct? They'll just keep going. And now you see like price put in drawdown, and the issue here is that a price can consolidate within this area for some time. That's the thing. Is it true that the Fed will cut interest rates in July? I think they will have one rate cut, and it will be in sometime towards the end of the year. Let's go on our Fed Watch tool. Powell is due to speak today as well, so we're gonna wait and hear what he says. He's speaking today and tomorrow. So as you can see here, the change is at currently 77.3%, no change for the rates in July. So looking at September increases a bit here, got 81%, but I'm thinking more of like October, December. October, we're going to have one rate cut. And the more we come towards the end of the year, the higher the probability the cuts coming in sooner and sooner. Because obviously we got less time. So yeah, I'm thinking October. Why don't have your notification from lives anymore? I think YouTube is shadow banning my account for some time because I had to delete all my videos. But is your post notification on? Check your post notifications. That bell icon. Nah, it is weird. It's the most childish thing. A shadow ban is like, it's so irritating. It's like, it's such a childish thing to do. You have notifications enabled and everything. You get them from, okay, you get them from Discord. You could also be on the Discord here. You see, we send in noties on Discord as well. So you just go on TFX live channel and you should get the notifications. Yeah, it's a bit strange. Sellers are pushing. Yes. Sellers are pushing. Indeed, sir. What do I think about USD/JPY? I don't trade it, but there's a lot of volume on USD/JPY. It's a nice pair to trade. Everything could be a business if you are big enough. Yes, that's true. Everything could be a business. Literally everything. Some people from OnlyFans, they sell bathwater. You know, literally anything. Some weirdo out there is going to want to buy it. Or you could get paid for it. Now it looks like price is looking at some sort of retracement over here. Yeah, looks like we're due for a retracement though, right, chat? Like, it's been moving down for so long, and really nicely as well. Especially with the London session, you know, like with these market opens, there's a higher chance you see getting that shift. Like, you look how price is behaving right now. You're getting like a shift of character, and that's coming in line with also a session open over here, the London open. So basically what it was is that we just caught the last move basically on stream. We just caught the complete last sell. That was the last sell. And you know, it's not surprising because, you know, we are in the London session. Moves have already happened. That SMA kiss candle runs from it. Yeah, nice. Exactly. We got SMA kiss over here. 5 minute, got SMA crossovers. Wow, this is just such a nasty candle. 60 pips. You know, if you look at it this way, this candle here, if we put a line graph, it didn't even come all the way down there. We just had a wick. We just had the wick. That was just volume of people just getting in and out quickly. So, but the real structure, get the line graph on here. You can see where the real structure is. Where the real structure is forming. So yeah, pretty good week so far, guys. You know, the first setup for the week over here, it came in at a time that I was not trading, unfortunately. But yeah, that was a nice trade. Got our trade here today by the books, by the time. So I think it was nice. I think it was good. War is one of the most profitable things ever. Money is turning. Yes. In your experience, is it normal for gold to drop for this long? Yes, it is. It's actually, it should be dropping even longer than this. I thought we're going to be seeing like at least 2%, but maybe what's happening now is price is going to retrace and then potentially look at sells again. So we're just getting some little bit of retracement in. But yeah, it's possible, very possible that gold moves like and drops this much. But you know, the thing is like, why is it dropping? That's the most important thing is to know like when price is in momentum, why it's in momentum. Because if you don't know why it's in momentum, you're gonna like get very scared. You know, you get a bit of like drawdown, you close your trade, that sort of thing. Yeah, so I think that's most important. It's not every day that you get price action like this. With the macros, what's your daily bias? Obviously bearish. Israel just said that Iran has launched missiles. Well, they gotta finish up, I guess. Gotta just, you know, maybe they looked at their stockpile and they said, hey, we still got about 30 more of these things. What should we do? Just now in financial juice. Oh, you missed a long? Yeah, this is distributing now. It's distributing. It's distributing out of this accumulation here. They're gonna end it, you know? I don't think the war just ends like all at once. There's gonna be, they gotta finish up their final missions, as Trump put it. They got some final missions there, whether it's like finishing up. You gotta finish up slowly. That's what I'm assuming. Would be nice if it just ended all at once though. Last few dukes before the match is finally over. Hey, don't make fun of it. Don't make fun of it. It's bad. In reality, it is bad. It is bad. We don't like to see people struggle. Strange what final missions these are that they need to finish. What's a final mission, you know? Final mission could have been the nuclear detonation could be the final mission. I was looking for a buy there, but the SL is too big. That's the thing. I was looking for a buy here as well when we come on to stream. It's a nice range. It's like 36 pips. It's true. The SL has always been the issue. Even since over here when we created the support. So yeah, I think now, you know, you're going to see price retrace. But if you're looking for the next round of buys, this would be the area. I don't know if this is the area you're talking about, Luke. But you got another area right over here. But it's good that the war is ending, you know? I was kind of getting tired of this. Like, I don't know. I feel like this year we really don't need... We don't need some long tensions like that. Yeah, the interesting is whenever someone struggles, someone else making money with it. Exactly, you know, we made some money over here. Someone else is struggling. As we take these sells, someone took a buy here today and, you know, they took a losing trade. So somewhere we took some money from. That's why they call trading a zero-sum game. Someone has to lose to make money. Not only in the market, but unfortunately in real life. But, you know, it's always to somebody's expense. Like, even if you look at companies, like a phone really that good for you? You know, radiation from it and all the psychological aspects of a phone and the phone industry, is it really that good for you? It's always to someone else's expense, like drinking a Coca-Cola or soda or snacks, you know, all these things are not really good for you. Technically speaking, they could kill you. So it's kind of like super gray area, you know, the things that we do in life, super gray area. Even we do things that we don't know, which is bad, that's actually affecting other people. So I don't know, man. As traders, we're just reading candlesticks here. You know, the reason it's an interesting discourse is because like when things like wars and stuff happen, it's usually the traders at Wall Street who are also being judged a lot by these really, what do you call them? You call them like leftist groups or something like that. I don't even know. Like those people who just think that traders are bad for the reason of profiting from society. But I think like traders are the most objective people because we already understand this. You know, we understand this even just in our personal lives. Can't be perfect. Nobody's perfect. So, you know, next time you get some opportunities, look at that and say, how can you at least make some money from it? Because you're not going to change anything. If you take a buy, price will go through your buy. No matter how bad you want things to be right in the world, price will go against you. So it's no place for emotions. But you know, now we've had a retracement. Price has moved up 90 pips. It might start to create some form of structure and then look to potentially come down and retest around, you know, 33.20 over here. So we're gonna see if the sells are really over. I think we can tap into 2%, at least 2%. Trying to make $2, low to close at $200. They might have thought 12 days is too short. Something we're going to learn in our history books now. The 12-day war and how Donald Trump saved the earth. Let's go over here on Discord. Last trade of the day, shotgun from 1 minute plus RSI of a bot. Ooh, what a sell. Anybody in a sell today probably just wished that they held price on gold. Catching the falling knife. I think reversal will come from here out at BE. 1 minute looks nasty. If you look at the 1 minute sell-off here, like it didn't even break structure. It's just like a complete waterfall. Easy profit. I think even if you're trailing on the 5 minute SMA as well, that would have been awesome. 5 minute 8 SMA, look, you'd have trailed all the way down here. Here where it started to consolidate. You see as we started breaking back above the 8 SMA. Perfect time as well, just as market's moving a bit sideways over there. Pretty nice, really nice tool. We got some equity curve. Nice one, man. Nice one, man. Nice little spike. This is what I want. I wish I got a little spike like this, a little booster in my account. Very difficult, very difficult. Caught these two ranges in pre-London. Good move, TFX concepts. Awesome, man. Downtown. Clean range below 8 SMA in confluence. 50-minute long wick confirming fake out. New hour push down. Quick one in and out. Beautiful. This is like my trade that we just took. Got some buys here on gold. TP1 1 to 3. SL to break even. Close 90%. Nice. Yeah, these are all the trades from yesterday. Nice to see you guys doing well here in the Discord. Got Space scaling into these cells. Space is a macro guy here. I expected you know what was pushing price down today. Scale into these sell positions. Some analysts expect a sharp sell-off when markets open on Monday as investors rush to safe havens like Treasury and gold. This was completely opposite. But that's what we all thought. See, I posted it here in the news forum as well. So you can go on the news forum and then see the fundamental there. Which countries are allowed to have the N weapons? Just curious. I think Russia and the US and North Korea. Those are the 3 countries I think which have the nuclear. Trying to make $2 to close at $200. Man, North Korea is freaking rich. They got a speed train over there. You know how much it costs to make a speed train? A speed train is like... Wait, why'd the number just leave my head? Per mile... Wait, what the hell? So per mile, I literally had the number in my head. I just forgot. Per mile, I'm gonna try and guess it. It's like $1 million or something like that per mile. Wait, how much does it cost to have a speed train? The cost of a speed train, high-speed system varies greatly. It's generally measured in billions of dollars. Oh, billions of dollars per mile or kilometer. Wow, I was off. It was in the millions. High speed. That's why I wanted to say 20. I wanted to say, low-key, I wanted to say 20, chat. I wanted to say 20. I had 20 in my head, but I don't know why I said million. But anyway. Yeah, so around like maybe 20 million. Around 20 million, 20, $30 million per mile. Crazy, crazy expensive. See a country with a speed train, they're raking it in. But North Korea is on a different level, you know, of like censorship and all that stuff. Like you can't even write anything bad on your phone, you know. You write something bad on your phone, it gets like a autocorrect. It has an autocorrection if you're writing something against the regime. And people there are like super brainwashed that I don't even know. I think they genuinely love their leader. They genuinely love their leader. If you see the way they cry when he comes and the way they react, it's like insane. Look at the speed trains. It's a lot of money. So yeah, North Korea, the US and Russia. They're scared of him, bro. You know it's like it's a generational thing. So it's not even fear at this point. Like, of course, you can be scared of breaking the rules and stuff, but it's also an aspect of brainwashing. You know, that it's happened for such a long time. Like, you just genuinely love your country, you love the guy, and, you know, what can you do about it? You don't know any better. You don't know any better. You don't have access to the outside world. You know, that's all that you know. That is all. But Russia is deadly, man. Like, when it comes to wars and stuff, you know, Russia, they've experienced war firsthand. They've seen that shit happen on their soil. You know, America has never experienced war. They've never experienced war in their soil. So Russia is always a war ready, you know, and even, you know, in schools in Russia, you already start to learn about weapons in school. Like, you learn how to assemble and disassemble weapons already at such a young age. So yeah, they're definitely, you know how America always says they're war ready, and, you know, they're always showing us a parade of their equipment and all of these things, like Trump did on his birthday, but that they're not as war ready. You know, they've never experienced that on their soil before. That's the thing. That's the difference. They have to love their leader. The others were disqualified. You missed a long? Oh, France also. Did you say, what about France? Revolutionary. Yeah, they wouldn't have attacked from outside. It's a different thing being attacked like that. I still think they do it today. They still do it. They definitely still do it today. It's like part of the educational system as well. Assembling, disassembling weapons and all. And singing. A lot of patriotical songs. It's quite different from what you'd expect, like when you compare to America. You know, America is like, you know, the hallways, and you got the 80s movies, and everybody is like doing what they want to do. Very different. India, Pakistani got nuclear weapons as well, as far as I know. I think also in Germany it's also different, right? Right, Tall Trader? Like it's also a little bit more like soft. I don't know how to say, like soft. Like you don't have the weapons training, and yeah, it's not like communist-ish type of experience growing up in Germany. I don't even think it's mandatory to serve in Germany. Yeah, it's very liberal. Yeah, it's not mandatory. Guys, Russia is always on edge. War's supposed to push gold up, but it pushed it down. Now news that is ended. It's pushing it down further. Spooky times. Yeah, I think it was a bunch of things that we could only speculate that why price instead of moving up. You know, this is a very interesting experience. So like if this is your first time experiencing the market in terms of macro events, you can remember this. You can put this in your memory bank of this time that, you know, gold moved down instead of moving up, despite us, you know, potentially going into World War. And I think that serves as a nice way of thinking about markets. You know, how you're going to get that, how you're going to get it from it is maybe that there's no 100% guarantees in the market, like anything can really happen. Or you could dive deeper into the rabbit hole and see why the case that price had moved down instead of moving up. But you see, now it's like it's following it properly. Now we got the news and it's doing exactly what it should be doing. News probably now, something happening. Let's see. Let's go on our Discord here and see if there's anything. We got Israeli military. We identified missiles launched from Iran towards Israel. This is what Joshua was talking about. This was released at 3:31. That's about like a half an hour ago, roughly. 23 minutes ago. 23 minutes ago. We got Israeli military. We identified missiles launched from Iran towards Israel. Imagine if Trump was trolling. What if he lied? What if Trump wrote that tweet And it was all a lie. But anyway, you know, he did say that it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time for Iran to stop. And then when Iran stops, Israel is going to stop. And then on the 24th hour, the war is going to end. So yeah, I guess, you know, it's still happening. It's still happening. Right now, theoretically. But it's a bit strange, right, chat? Like, why does it take so long for a war to end? Like, what does that even mean? Final hours. What does that even mean? Like, how does war work? You know, it's like a machine. It's a machine. War is a machine that just doesn't stop that quickly. It just has to slowly and gradually, a bunch of moving parts, intelligence. You got troops on the ground, I guess. I don't know what it is, but yeah, in 24 hours, basically by tomorrow, it should be completely ended. All right, see you later, trading. Right now, if you're looking for any sort of positions, the only thing coming in for like confirmation of buys is above 33, 34. You know, price can start to move up. Here, fill this range. It's about like 76, 77 pips. Well, imagine would be the Trump thing to do. Imagine if he did it, you know, you know exactly what sort of effect that would have on the market. Because that he's made it so public, probably makes a bunch of money from it. And if they don't stop the war, then it's like it just makes them look bad. Because we don't know what sort of information has been going between them. That Trump can say, oh, you guys now going against your word. You know, either that's going to be Iran or Israel. Israel probably wants it to end. Iran is the aggressor, so. And they were burning the American flag just the other day in parliament. So I don't know what kind of deals that they caught that Trump and those guys made. That this could literally happen overnight. Listen, I'll give you a B-2 bomber if you end the war. Can't believe one of those things costs like $1 billion. A pilot had been in prison since 1981 for not bombing a city in Syria and was released after the rains fell down at the end of 2024. This is one story. Can you make a Discord for memes? Yeah, we do have one. Like if you come all the way down over here, you got your meme section. You see, I got an RSS feed here. So you got like a bunch of memes. How do you know when to short the market? Look at this. That's my secret. I'm always short. This guy from this is a Hulk. No race session. No race session. What a weekend, huh? Futures when, Captain? It's Saturday. Don't hold positions on the weekend, chat, or you're gonna be waking up. Oh, you could wake up like this. He woke up quite nice. He woke up in greens. But you wake up in red. Yeah, this is the best way to end off the week. No positions, nothing. You know, you're just waiting for a fresh new start into the new week. All right, this is that cartoon, Jimmy Neutron. There is no World War III. Recess. If those kids could read, they would be very upset. Yeah, here we go. What do you want for peace? Send a pallet of cash now. How much? 2 billion. Dropping it off now. Look outside. That's a good one. If you ask me, I don't think any more countries need nuclear weapons. We don't need any more nuclear weapons. Oh, we got some spam over here. We gotta give this guy the Thor hammer. Adios, amigos. Because it's already mutually assured, you know? What's the point of any more countries having nuclear weapons? If either one of the countries mess up, it's already mutually assured, so there's no point. 3 trades for the day. Done for the day. Yeah, it took 3 trades today. Did you know about Obama giving Iran 100 million cash? No. Range you pointed requires closing a candle before breaching the weeks, and then the next candle needs to breach it. Yes. The range over here, this was just a shotgun entry. You know, we broke below our support. This was our confirmation. Stop loss above for price to fill this range down towards the next level. That was the idea here. And trading obviously with the trend. Yeah, Ogo, Iran just declared ceasefire. Lol, all this bearish to cancel ceasefire. Oh, you said Iran just declined. Declined ceasefire. Where are you getting that information? But Israel's got nukes and don't want their neighbors having it. Well, they don't have nukes anymore. They had nuke facilities. They didn't have the final product. You're holding a buy. Godspeed. Let's see. We're going to keep tabs of the news. I think today's one of those days where you really have to pay attention to how the news is going to be coming out. Because we don't know if Trump is just talking smack here. This is literally a tweet. But I don't know about hearing the other side of the story yet. John, look at the way he signed out here. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America. All caps. God bless the world. Man, he was very proud of this. God bless Israel, Iran, Middle East, America, and the world. Oil prices. Apparently oil was supposed to go up. Let's see what happened with oil. Oh yeah, no, this was the range that we already filled. Looks like we came down quite heavy as well. This was the previous day. So you see what I mean? Like sometimes market's a bit ahead of reality. Because we just got the news today. But look at what oil did yesterday. Why would oil come all the way down over here? Dump here, like, you know, all these pips. Makes you wonder. Got a corrective move. Came down here. And trading at $66 a barrel. It looks like, you know, I thought oil prices would come down overall as we were breaking below $60 over here. Then we'll probably see like oil by 35. But, you know, it looks like it's been a fake out. So a really aggressive fake out. Got even potentially liquidity grab situation happening here. So oil is still holding by the summer lows. These are the infamous summer lows that like price has been trading for very, very long time. So we haven't really moved much. Oil in terms of prices of oil, it has not really moved much. Trading here by the 60s. Israel just gonna respond to Iranian strikes, no ceasefire. Anyway, we're gonna see at the end of the day what happens, guys. But for now, we got volume, price was moving down, and you know, made sense to take a sell. Maybe later we're gonna get a different direction. You know, we're down 1.17% on the daily. Right now, I still think there's a higher probability this day closes bearish. And you probably want to be looking more for sells as of now. But you can come onto the Discord here and you can keep tabs on the live news section. Iraqi military spokesperson. A number of drones targeted several military sites and bases. Several military sites and bases. What do you think? Buys above here. I would say this should be good, right? Yeah, that should be good. That's good. Don't move it from there. Leave it there. Even if you get another one here, just leave it here. Yeah, that's what I would do. I'll just leave it there. Because, you know, you're also going against the trend. You might need the extra time. Basically, when you set a stop loss, you're also buying yourself time. So you might need the extra time in case there will be a shift in direction. Maybe price could still bounce around for a while. Maybe give you that risk management. The good thing about buying time as well is you have more space to get the risk management model in. So you don't necessarily just have to be a sitting duck all the way till there. If it was to start coming down, you can get your structure. And then price can start moving up. Tighten the stop. But yeah, it's a bit scary though. It's a bit scary given what's happening right now. And the direction. I'll put it this way. If you're doing a challenge or you're taking a big risk, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. But if you're just trading, then yeah, it's a shot. I think, you know, once we start breaking above there, there should be a higher chance price can move up. Retrace a bit more. 80 pip range. Getting through that 30-minute 8 SMA as well. Let's see on the hourly. Got some room until the hourly. Got the 15-minute support. 5-minute in your favor in confluence as we start to break above here. Telling lies. Yeah, you say all this bearish to cancel ceasefire. But yeah, I guess the job here is finished anyway. They made some money from the cells. Alien invasion? Why would a country need nuclear weapons in the first place? Alien invasion? And the alien invasion, maybe if they're sending it into space, but anything on Earth will pretty much screw us all. An alien invasion. Onamuha. You know that Onamuha rock? It's called Onamuha. It gave like Hawaiian name. Rock in space. They got this, scientists saw this rock. When is this is happening a few years ago, right? This is, when is this? 2024? There was this rock in space. It's called the Oumuamua rock. Basically, this thing was it was moving like a celestial object. And the shape of it, that cigar shape, was very strange. They'd never seen a comet which looked like a cigar shape like this before. But yes, they say like maybe these objects, they do exist, but they're really, really far off. But yeah, it's a very strange shape. And the weird thing about it, it passed really close to the sun. And usually when the comets are passing close to like, or like when comets are flying, there's always like a gas which is coming out of them because it's melting ice, and there's also debris, and which creates that streak that you see on a comet. But this thing passed right next to the sun, and not only did it not have any trail whatsoever, it also accelerated in speed as it was coming closer to the sun. So it didn't have a trail like usual comets do. It had some sort of acceleration to it, which just seemed unnatural. And yeah, this thing just flew past the Earth, and now it's like pretty far away, thousands of light years away from us now. But it was quite a weird object. Like even up till now, it's still being studied of what that thing could have been. Especially the aspect that it did not have a streak behind it. So it was considered like some sort of a artificial object and not exactly an what do you call it, asteroid, comet. Yeah, man, maybe if you get something like this pop by the Earth sometime and it poses a danger. You know, it is one of the ideas of deterring asteroids. There's some asteroids predicted to hit Earth in like 2039. But the probabilities are really low. We're talking about like probably less than 1%. But yeah, I mean, like that could probably work. Send a nuke towards an asteroid that's heading for Earth. Then it makes sense to have a nuke. Yeah, don't let the lemons take our lemmings. The aliens take our lemmings. You really believe why all these images CGI, bro? I mean, you could find the real pictures in NASA, but you could imagine, you know, like to get a very nice picture of it, it's like, it's quite difficult. You know, that object's pretty far away. Obviously, NASA wouldn't have HD images necessarily of like all the details of it. But yeah, you can find the real images if you want. Just go on the NASA website. Those comments are like small planets. If that thing hit Earth, yeah, that would be really bad. Look up on Google NASA's images CGI. Yeah, a bunch of people don't believe NASA actually release real images. If you're a flat earther as well, you probably believe that all those images from space are fake. There's a lot of speculation about it though. Yeah, it is. It's a strange thing, you know, but it's still quite interesting, like what's out there really. Yeah, I was watching a video on that rock a couple of days ago. The way it sped up after passing the sun was interesting. They thought it was like a, you know, I think, what do they call it? Light fusion or something, you know? There are these objects we also have like on Earth that can get propelled by light. You know, like the sun distributes this light, and theoretically speaking, we could use that to propel. But those objects can only be using light as an energy source to move faster, only if they're very light. You know, it has to be very light. But that thing obviously is a whole structure, it's a whole rock. So surely that thing can't be that light to have light particles accelerate the speed. So that theory was out of the question. Man, science is so interesting, chat. Like, find it amazing. Believing what government says is basically dropping the soap in jail. Hey, you know what? You gotta have a healthy dosage of believing actual organizations and having an open mind. Otherwise, you know, you fall into this really like weird place where everything becomes like a conspiracy and you don't believe anything. And it's much harder to have conversations with those type of people, you know. I've met these people before, and it's like, it's a lot harder for them because they think, oh, NASA's a scam, government's a scam, this is a scam, this is a scam. And you know, that's like too much, man. How do these rocks float on space? Exactly, it's space. What do you mean, how do these rocks float on space? There's no gravity. And you know, the thing about it is like, you don't know how far behind we actually are. You know, when Bluetooth came out, man, the military was using Bluetooth for like 20 years. Then we got Bluetooth 20 years later on our phones. And you can only imagine how far ahead, you know, how far ahead technology has really come. Interstellar is interesting. Yeah, it's a freaking awesome movie. Perfect actor for that movie, Matthew McConaughey. I don't think anyone else could have played it as good as him. There's a new Alien movie coming out as well. It's from that Alien series. You know, Covenant, Prometheus. I think there's a new Alien one coming out this year. Yeah, but I think like price moving up here would be pretty nice to see. Finally get some sort of retracements in. If you're looking from it from like a 30-minute retracement, draw the fib from up here to here. Let's see where that 50 is going to be. So you got the 50, boom. Ooh, you get a little bit of a push. You're going to get a bit of a push, but if it is just a retracement into the golden zone, you might not get your full targets here hit. I'll possibly looking to secure something by 33.40. But let's see. All right, so 33.40. Let's draw a fib from here to here. Break even. Yeah, we're going to need like a really strong push breaking above this region. But you see, the idea is like if price is going to keep moving down, it shouldn't break above there. And also, if you see the way price is moving up right now, it's creating levels of support. You got support here, support here, support here. And if it breaks above here, it's creating that kind of like channel where it makes it less appetizing that the sellers are going to want to sell. As it's creating these multiple supports to keep moving bullish. I like space movies, but I don't believe in space. What do you believe in? You're going to take this one or just paper trade? Yeah, I'm just going to paper trade it. Actually, I want to see what would have happened if it broke those highs in a day like this, that the macro volume is going down. I'm expecting that it's going to be a very choppy ride. I'm expecting it's going to trigger and give a management position, at least. If it triggers, at least it gives a management position. That's what I want to see, if it actually gives the luxury of a management position. Because the stops are pretty big. But you know, the scary thing is when the sellers come back in. And we're looking at what's happening here. It could be a very quick reversal as well. So we're going to wait. Right now, there's literally nothing. Bulls always do the heavy lifting? Yes. I love those people, especially the flat earthers. They are all welcome in my house. I have a flat earth cousin. He has punched me before. Probably told him what? That the earth is round and he got mad at you or something? Yeah, I mean, who else is a flat earther? Who else is one of these celebrities? What's her name? Oh, yeah, the girl from Stranger Things. I'm not sure if she was joking. Millie Bobby Brown. It's ridiculous. It's creeping up there. Slowly but surely. I asked him if he wanted to play football, got him all ready, then brought a frisbee. Antarctic Treaty and that make you question shit more too? How can all governments sign a treaty but always fight over everything else? Yeah, I wouldn't think about it too much if it's not making you any money. It's nice to like have these conversations. Like I love alien conversations and that sort of thing. Like have you guys seen the one in Zimbabwe? That alien spaceship that said landed in a school in Zimbabwe, and like you got psychiatrists and all these very young kids are talking about it, and then there's a video that shoots later on. Now they're like much older and they're still reflecting on what happened that day. You should watch that on YouTube. It's crazy. It's a missionary. You know, it's not like just any kind of school. It's a missionary school. You know, in third world countries, kids who go to missionary schools are like, their parents are politicians, they work in UN, government, that sort of thing. So it's not just some like random artificial type of school. It's like a private school. And, you know, you had this incident happen over there. And, yeah, it's quite interesting. How they were like drawing the pictures of it. They were explaining the sounds. How it made them feel and that sort of thing. Like things like that really make me question, you know, like when you see a kid and you see them in the interview and how they just genuinely look so like honest and everything, they're like, wow, something definitely happened there that day. But when the US needs a new enemy, we might then start to have very weird things happen. You know, that's always been one of the things that you know, when we go to war, we always finding an enemy, and finding an enemy is a very profitable thing. So if we had like an intergalactic enemy, then I don't know what the business model there would be. It would be quite interesting though. My daughter goes to that school in Zim. Really? Man, that's wild. Yeah, that video is pretty old. I think that video was shot in like if I was to guess, probably like sometime in the 90s, you know, maybe 2000 or no, like 90s. I would say like 90s. But yeah, chat, I think what's going to happen here is a price probably just going to range. We got a support area down here. We got resistance, buys above structure. If you're looking for some cells, maybe you got, let me see if you can squeeze some cells here. 64, 65, 66. It's slightly invalidated. I would say I think it's slightly invalidated. Let me see here. It looks like it. Yeah, it's invalidated. So still ranging quite a bit. You know, it could also be a range to try and break above 33, 34. You might see candles start to print a bit more sideways here and then start moving up, possibly like pre-New York, heading to New York open as always. But you believe there's any life form in outer space? Yeah, recently they found like some gas that can only be released by organisms like I think those were like, this was like 2 months ago. There's a planet which is really, really far away, and they have these tools that can measure gas that comes out of the planet. And this planet was releasing like methane. You know, methane is only released or it's releasing like very specific gas that can only be released by some sort of living organism. So that's the most recent breakthrough in terms of life on other planets, and it's like a water planet as well. So it's quite an interesting one. That's probably the closest that we're getting to discovering life on another planet. So they said it's gonna take I think this is in India if I'm not mistaken as well, but they said it's gonna that they got this data, like scientists from India. I'm not 100%, but the data is gonna be confirmed in the next couple of years. But you know, that's what they're seeing right now. So I think it would be ignorant to think that there wouldn't be any life, you know, out there for sure. I mean, space is just way too big for there to be nothing. It's such a human-centric thing, you know, thinking you're the center of the universe and we're so special. It's pretty much improbable for us to exist without life somewhere else out there. Yep. If it happened once, you know, what's the probability it can happen again? Take a trade. We got to take a sell like this today. If this happened once, what's the probability that it's going to happen again? You know? And it's still crazy. We're still finding new species of animals and fish at the bottom of the ocean as well. We haven't even fully explored our own oceans. So it's very retarded to think that we were the only ones in the whole universe. Don't even know what's at the bottom of our own oceans. Every now and then there's a new species which is found down there. Now this range should remain valid until up towards let's see, up and towards the New York session. So that's pretty nice. If there's gonna be a buy, this is gonna stay valid and open until New York. I would still want to get sells though, to be honest with you guys, if you get sell confirmations. But there's been a small change in character. If you can see, creating new lower higher lows. So we got here higher low, small little change of character. If it was more clean, if we just had a little bit more space over here, that would be a retracement and then for potential continuation to the downside. But the stops here are going to be running a little bit too big. Unless you're taking on a consolidation breakout, then maybe you're going to have like a tighter one here, but still kind of big, like 20, 24, 23 pips. You're a flat earther, so you're going to sell. Godspeed. You know, the thing about the sells is you're very much on the right side of the market. So there's sometimes very little that you can do to go wrong. Nice little kiss of death over there. $30-minute caught up. Looks like 30-minute caught up to the candlestick too. We literally caught the bottom. This was the bottom of the hourly pushes. See what GJ is doing. Got a 3-week pattern there. Didn't take the trade, but run really well. Yeah, looks like GJ is consolidating quite heavily as always. Nothing new here. Actually, this was the first day that I for the pre-London session looked at GJ. I looked at GJ, but it was chopping. It was still not looking too good for me, that I just stopped. But I see we had a few pushes over here. Some pretty nice, decent moves. Pretty decent push right here to correct this area. Little accumulation breakout. That was London Open. So basically just corrected this range here in the middle. Price came down, consolidated, mirrored this price action on the left hand side. Actually pretty nice move, because also, like, if you look at it from this perspective, price is moving sideways. So if you take a buy at the bottom of the range, you get buy confirmations. It makes sense that price will come and retest the other side of the range. You know, so this is where the sellers coming in. So you got selling pressure at the highs, buying pressure at the lows. So now we just hit the highs. Price is coming back to retest the lows here. So it's stuck. It's accumulating, waiting for some sort of move. But you see, the strange thing about GJ is even during the distribution phases, it doesn't move as aggressively and clean as something like gold. So you can see right over here, accumulation, little sideways movement, break of structure, break, retest, and then price came down. But it's not giving you that gold volume push. People love these pushes. People love these pushes. We're not getting that on gold. But I love pairs that you get in quickly. You're gonna know quickly. You're gonna get in your trade, and you're gonna know if it's the right trade or wrong trade. Look at this, 0 drawdown here today, guys. 0 drawdown. Candle just pushed through it, like dumped about like 10 pips, and then continued move downwards. Awesome, awesome pair. And also how that lines up beautifully with that a head and shoulders pattern. And that's the thing about these patterns, is finding ones that always present themselves. You know, you don't want ones which you're going to use every now and then, but you want one which you can always have a confluence on for your trades. So you can see here we got the head and shoulders, and we got the SMA cross over here. That's the 8 SMA across the 50 right here. Nice little SMA crossover. Can you look at Euro US dollar? I don't trade Euro USD.
We don't do that here.
Euro US dollar is my least favorite pair to trade. Least favorite pair. I thought, oh man, you know, they're giving me 0 spreads here. 0 spreads, very stable. But the price action is garbage. At least for me. Sui. Sue. Vic, how was gym? I went yesterday. Gym's been good. Gym's been really good of late. Yeah, I've been like sticking to my diet here, like 100% psychology. So nailed the diet part. That's become easier for me now to actually get in the protein. Last week I did like three sessions, 3 times upper body. So that's what I'm trying to do, like 3 times a week upper body. So today's actually my gym day. I'm not doing cardio yet. I'm pretty lazy. So I'm just doing upper body for now. So yeah, today's gonna be gym. Tomorrow's gonna be chill. Next day is gonna be upper body, and then do upper body again on the weekend. I'm telling you, chat, like just build a foundation, and then everything else just becomes like, it should just become a little bit easier. Because if you know you're eating properly, then you're gonna have the energy that's gonna be required to keep some sort of consistency. At least for me. You know, some people just have more of a stronger perspective regarding like staying healthy and working out, but I definitely need all the support that I can get. You know, just make it as easy as possible for yourself. Trust me, you eat good, you should be able to achieve those goals. And if you have like a simple strategy in trading, a good foundation, you can wake up every day and perform. Even on your worst day, you're gonna perform better than your enemy, even on your worst day. As long as you got the foundation correct. But nice to see you hitting the gym, Mr. Rashid. Did a little chest workout. I'm sorry, F. Show the biceps. Biceps are coming in. They're coming in a little bit. Oh, infinity bicep. Yeah, I gotta get back my gains. Completely lost my gains. But I'm sure in the next few months it'll be good. But yeah, work through the pain. I know it's pretty sore in the beginning, right? Just work through it, and then it's like you're gonna miss the soreness. Now I'm skinny too. I need to eat like a mofo. I don't gain weight, bro. So weird. Have a pretty fast metabolism then. I got a fast metabolism too. How many days do you gym a week? 3 maximum. Upper body. If I'm not doing cardio. Now, you know, the thing about having a good diet as well is it does something with the psychology, because if you're eating and making sure you're getting all your protein, and you kind of don't want it to go to waste. So you're gonna also push yourself to say, I spend this amount to build my diet, and I'm eating, so let me just make my money's worth. Because it's a discipline. It's literally discipline. Because you're not eating garbage, right? You're eating like clean, and you feel differently when you're eating clean. You're usually like more hungry sometimes as well, eating less carbs. So you might as well get something for your pain. That's what I always say. Get something for your pain. You know, if you've been trading for a long time and you feel like giving up, get something for your pain. You know, like at least get something from the market that you can still take with you to become better. Whether that's the market helping you being disciplined, helping you become, you know, somehow more detail oriented in your personal lives, or just understanding how the market can be used in your other business ventures or something, you know, whatever it is, just get something for your pain. The worst people is when I see you put so much effort into something and then you just kind of like throw it away and you stop doing it. You know, and you don't get anything from it except like wasted time. Is it accurate to say there is an inverted head and shoulders forming on the 15-minute on gold? Yeah, I think so. There's on the 50-minute for sure. There's nothing. Like price has just moved up. It's yeah, there's nothing here. I don't see any inverted. The only thing I see is maybe a potential head and shoulders here, but it looks like a bit lethargic. As you can see, it's like leaning more downwards. But yeah, you got left shoulder, you got your head, and that's your right shoulder. You're expecting volume to come in here, price to move down, but it's not like it's not a very pretty one. And the thing about the head and shoulders, we can't really know until that you're getting your entry confirmations or you get the move happen. But the most dumb thing to do would just be to take a sell here, thinking that that's the right shoulder. Why have no leg days? I'm working myself up to legs. Also, legs is quite genetic, isn't it? Like getting really nice cuffs and stuff. Just the same way as getting like a really good forearm. It's almost like genetics. But doing leg day kind of helps you lift more weight and stuff later on down the line. Yeah, I'm going for the Johnny Bravo look. How high is the probability that Jerome will good afternoon crash? DJ, yeah, I think he's not going to do that because we're not expecting any rate cuts this month. But he's definitely speaking here towards the end of the day anyway. A bunch of you probably not even going to be on the charts, I imagine. 10 a.m. Eastern. It's 8, 9. Okay, maybe you might still be. That's not too bad. That's 2 hours into the New York session. Okay, it's not too bad. But yeah, this is like the graveyard shift. You know, this is when all the action has happened and now you're coming in. Imagine everything that's already happened. Just so you have an idea of all the people who trade the New York session. Imagine everything that we've already been through, guys. We've had like Trump tweet, we've had price come down almost 2%. Like, and these usually happen. This usually happens. And then now the New York is gonna come at the tail end of the day. So that's what they get. Which is still tradable. You can definitely still be profitable in New York. I just don't like it. You know, I feel like you miss out on a lot of things. A lot of the action you miss out on. So I don't see why people like trading New York. I don't get it. Maybe it's just like more in their lifestyle, you know? Because the London is pretty early. You gotta wake up pretty damn early for that London session. Oh, the Asia. Oh, actually, no, the London. There's volume in NY. The New York session streams. There's always a move after NYSE open. The New York Stock Exchange, yeah, there's gonna be that's more towards now. You're really heading towards graveyard shift. After NYSE, now it's heading towards London close. You always get, but I do have a buddy who trades the New York Stock Exchange open. Well, he only trades for I think about an hour. Israel is saying that Iran has violated the ceasefire. Yes. Keep an eye on news. New York is where bomber clots happen frequently. It's fun. That's true. I mean, that's where you get the red folders, majority of them. That first 30 minutes into New York Open. Yeah, I feel like so many opportunities for sharks for me there. But anyway, I don't trade the New York. So if I had to trade it, I could probably make it work. But I will miss the earlier sessions, that's for sure. What's your favorite session, guys? Write in the chat. NY, LDN, or Asia? If you just had to pick between those three. I know there's some in the middle in there, but just the main sessions. Asia, London, New York. You got LDN. Yeah, you're gonna say NYSE. That's why I said I know there's some in the middle there. But just say like a... So basically a New York. Asia to London. We got a bunch of London. Well, I guess this is a London session stream. Probably ask that question a New York session stream. Everybody gonna say New York. Keep an eye on news. Start of London with a swing. London used to be very good a few months ago. But the funny thing is, I think June has been quite an interesting month, even for the people in New York session. It hasn't only been Asia and London, but even New York session, I could imagine it's been somewhat not as directional. I still taken a lot of trades this month. A lot of trades this month. You know, I'm taking already 27 trades. Damn. 27 trades, and I have still about 1, 2, 3, 4 more days. Yeah, definitely going to be one of my highest traded months. Highest traded month, man. I took more trades and I made less money this month. Crazy. London price action is clean, less whips. I agree. So yeah, just as we anticipated, guys, this has now become a... We're going to label this here as a no trade zone. As of now, at least. There was just this one little push over here, but you can see... Let's see how far I pushed. From here... to here. Alright, so it didn't tap into the 65 yet. Yeah, this 1 minute play looks like a small fakie. Small fakie for some potential longs. Some potential schlongs here. Once it starts to break above a 33.28. Got a really nice 1 minute range. 35 pips. When do you sleep, sir? I sleep whenever I get the chance to sleep. That's when I sleep. Before stream, I woke up from a power nap as well. So usually have a power nap before stream as well. You know, it's pretty nice. Sometimes you can listen to white noise, help you fall asleep. Nasdaq will definitely move during Powell's speech. All right, guys. So we're getting some fundamentals in. "70% of central banks discouraged from investing in dollar due to US political environment." Wow. 70%. 32% of reserve managers plan to increase allocations to gold over the next 12 to 24 months. Highest share in at least 5 years. We're about to see gold skyrocket here, guys. If you got 70% are being discouraged to invest in the dollar, and you got 32%, reserve managers plan to increase allocations to gold the next 12 to 24 months. Yeah, I think it's pretty nice for gold to move up. Man, we're waiting for gold to move up. Literally, that's what we want to see. Zelensky and Trump meeting planned for Wednesday. Oh, that should be good. Gonna get a round 2 over here. You don't have the cards, Mr. Zelensky. What do you want now? Trump just thinks Zelensky wants money from him. Israeli defense minister. But this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be entertainment, man. This is like waiting for a TV show here. So on Wednesday, we're gonna see Zelensky and Trump. Hopefully, this is gonna be aired live. Israeli defense minister. I instructed the military to respond forcefully to Iran's violation of the ceasefire with high-intensity strikes against targets in the heart of Tehran. Oh my days, guys. Come on now. Back to giving each other whips again. A statement by Iran's top security body will be soon released about the cessation of war with Israel. Man, we kind of just want this war to end now. It's kind of like it's making markets hard to trade. US oil. Candle broke previous lows, moved my SL to BE and took partials. Nice. Awesome. But yeah, keep tabs of the news, guys. Make sure you're on the Discord channel. There you can keep tabs of the news, the fundamentals. So there's this small little so you got some few rejections. Candle's about to close in 1 minute. This range is more valid than the sells which were happening over here. because the stops were pretty big. So I'm just looking in terms of these people here, potential sellers got trapped in the position, created like a little bit of structure, and there's some range to move up. And looks like prices overall rejecting this zone. So I think on the next 5-minute candlestick, I'm going to be expecting something like this to happen. You know, for price to continue to move up, fill up this area. Stops just below this support. See how that support there is still being respected. So that'll be a valid stop. And then I expect that price can move up. In line with these rejections. That's something that I'm pivot trading right now. It's also a little bit of an accumulation there on the 1 minute. Looks like a grab, yeah. It just needs to confirm the direction because right now there's really no confirmations. But definitely something interesting is going to happen once we break above here. We got point A upwards towards point B. All right, looks like rejected. Heavy rejection. But you can also notice it didn't break the highs. It didn't break the highs here. See, it's very important. Like if price was to move up, it should break these highs. It should break these highs with volume. But even you got a situation where you had like a small wick fill. So this is basically that wick fill, but on a 1 minute perspective. The whole area got wick filled. Completely rejected, started rolling over here. Did not break beyond this points. It's the worst type of trades to be getting in. It's like whenever you get these trades and you get exactly stuck in this sort of like area because you think price is gonna go up. Yeah, that's the thing. We think a lot. We think price is gonna go up, but we don't wait for the confirmation. And then it never does end up breaking. So you always want to be 100% sure about those breaks. Remember that last trade that we took? I think it was sometime last week where we had a sniper entry like this. And then price was having a hard time to break beyond a key area. But the important thing was like we confirmed the move. You know, the move was already confirmed at that point. But if you don't get a solid break, you can't confirm the momentum. You updated your phone, now it's lagging. That's how it works. Every time you get a new update, it always makes something else stop working, right? We're still waiting on that liquid glass Apple update. They're calling it liquid ass. Looks like Windows Vista. So I'm still waiting on that update. I don't want to get the beta yet. iOS 26 is shit. That's what they're saying. Yeah, I'm not going to do the beta. The beta, always, you're going to have some problems with the beta. Let's see if this stops is still valid here. If you put a stop below this region, it's still valid. I guess then you'd be looking at it like a sort of liquidity fetch here, because you see what we're getting in terms of fundamentals. As you can see here on Discord, we're getting escalations as well with what's happening over there. So although they had the ceasefire, they're still going back and forth. Israel was forced to accept one-sided ceasefire. This is Supreme National Security Council statement. Israel was forced to accept one-sided ceasefire. Wow. Are you serious? Are we serious right now? You know, the weird thing is when it comes to these war escalations, for some reason we never see gold move up. It's always moving down, or it's always doing the opposite. Even with all of these fundamentals and the war going on, it's always doing the opposite. But today, finally, we got the ceasefire. It did what it was supposed to do. So, I mean, you could technically still use it as a confluence, because that's how the market should behave anyway. So no trade zone has become a potential trade zone. Here, once this candlestick closes, create like some kind of support. And I think we can move on up here towards like 33, 30. So far we've only had like, oh, but the timing is a bit funny. But so far we've already had one trade confirmation. And that's just about it. You know, pretty nice, simple strat over here. No stress. Stress-free trading. Stress-free. Got 3 minutes for candlestick to close. And then we're going to get the new hourly open. So something to consider. Maybe the new hourly open is going to create some volume for price to move up. Over here. Get hourly push. Go on the 1 hour. Yeah, probably need the new hourly. It's probably going to wait for the new hourly, because this one is bearish. Most likely going to close bearish. And if it's created a support here, maybe you get something like that. And then some sort of like continuation looking like move like this. Create a new support here on the hourly. Start to have some sort of retracement bullish. So that's kind of what I'm at least expecting that the market is going to be doing next. So don't ask me buy or sell, sir. That is the whole breakdown of what we are expecting that price is going to do. Those news are giving people tensions in the market. Yes. And the thing is, like, they just keep coming out. Like, notice how we're getting the news. It just keeps dropping over here. So definitely do pay attention. You might get something that's going to push price quite quickly. Iran claims defensive victory against Israel. Buy that sheet. Yeah, Mr. Rashid, buy that sheet. Please buy, sir. Please send money. I blow my account 6 times this week. May I ask which trading platform do you use? Preferred initial capital for beginners. Initial capital, I would say like, you know, $500. It's nice for beginner, $500. Most good brokers, regular brokers, you know, they have a minimum deposit of like $200. So you got like 500 bucks. And the idea is that that 500 is supposed to last you months. You know, the idea is not for it to scale, but just to last you some months, get some experience in the market, get some humbling, build your character a little bit. That's the whole idea behind that 500 bucks. It's like a tuition fee. You know, you got to pay to play. And when you got like some skin in the game, you're going to take it more seriously than if you were trading a demo account. So, you know, that's pretty nice. It's better trade a real $500 account and have real money than trade 10,000, 10K demo account. You know, it doesn't make sense. Even if you're planning on depositing 500 bucks and you're still on a demo, trade a $500 demo account so you get a good psychology of what you're about to do. And I think once you start getting comfortable, then you could, you know, there's a bunch of ways you could do it. You could start again now with a $1,000 account and see how you're performing, and then go for like funded or just add more capital in. But a really good mark is like $5,000. I would say $5,000. If you know you're really profitable, then that would be what I would be targeting. At least 5K of my own money. That's like on the lower end. You trade at $20 USD to 500 and I lose. Wow, man. You didn't even make a withdrawal? Damn that SMA. Yeah, exactly. You got a kiss of death there on the 5-minute SMA. But you got the 15 supporting the price over there. You got the 15, you got the 30. You know, now as well the fundamentals are switching. You can see what's happening here with what was supposed to be the ceasefire. It looks like it's getting heated up a bit. So I would actually be just expecting it to move up. Mad consolidation here. It should be breaking out and distributing. Delete the SMA so the market can move up. Sol is in the way. Look at this. But price action is king. You're gonna get these reactions. But remember, at the end of the day, the candlesticks are what's king. The price action and levels it's breaking and that sort of thing. But with the SMAs, for sure, we get like some reactions. It's an interesting area over here. So you know even the way price behaved, because you're gonna get more of these reactions at these areas which hold weight for a potential move. So it becomes like, you know, a winning trade or a losing trade, but it's a key area. The price, if it breaks, then you're gonna have a sort of reaction from. Oh, that's brutal though. That's a brutal reversal. Because, you know, even with Trump's tweet, this is something that hasn't yet fully come into effect. You know, this is like a lot of anticipation that the ceasefire is actually going to go through. But we also just got to keep this in mind that this has not fully come into effect yet. This is still gonna take some time. But the market reacted nonetheless. Trader journey forming structure to move up. Oh, brutal. Our gain, our going for previous low. So close to it. It will take a miracle not to take out that previous hourly low. Miracles do happen in the market. Need to delete those SMAs. Ooh. Brutal, 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 brutal. Especially because the 1 minute just came pouring down. It didn't even create any structure. It just broke the highs. It broke the highs that it still respected from earlier. Made sure it broke it this time before having the shock in the water here. I would say that's definitely like one of the most painful ways to lose a trade is when it just goes straight against you. You cannot feel, you're always going to play the victim. You're always going to feel so bad about that trade. It's not even fun because of the way how quickly that it reverses. You don't even enjoy it. You know, sometimes you can enjoy a trade a bit longer if you guys sit and draw down for some time. You don't even enjoy this trade. Just complete reversal. Funny thing is, where is it heading to next? Because there's no ranges down over here. See, but you stop above here. There's no ranges down here. That was the only range, which was actually quite valid. $33.20. Sheesh. Because that's the... I would say that would have been the only real shock in the water that we've gotten like in this whole general region. Because you can just sense by the way the volume came in and what it did prior to having that move. So it took out these highs and the volume came in. But prior to that, the market has been like somewhat decent. It broke these lows. It had a small little retracement here, but that would have been the only liquidity grab situation that I would point at and say, then that's the one right here. Yeah, this is gonna become a no trade zone. No trade zone. No trade zone. GJ is still trying to break out. That's interesting. Inside a phone smuggled out of North Korea. BBC. Posted by the doctor.
smuggled out of North Korea last year, and it's
I don't want to get copyrighted. Oh, they're showing the autocorrect feature. Yeah, this is like the warning if you're writing something that's not good, right? Puppet state.
Rise and shine, you silly motherfuckers! The definition of insanity is repeating the same thing in a fucking...
What's bro saying? Looks like he just got back from his 9 to 5. What is he on about?
Rise and shine, you silly motherfuckers!
So we got a chase that back. Bro's wearing a suit. Is that like early mornings or late at night? Yeah, GJ is finally breaking out here. So if you're looking for a setup on GJ, this is purely volume based. Break of the highs. Maybe the 15 looks good. 30-minute, I mean. Kind of like an impulsive. You could do an impulsive entry. There's a few ways a trade like this can be caught. You could catch it off the 1 minute. Off a 1 minute structure over here as it breaks above the accumulation. See this? So you're just expecting a breakout. And the stop loss would be just right below this area over here. Entries at the break of that 1 minute. Boom, boom, boom. This is what I mean. Like I've been noticing on GJ, there's been some kind of volume from these breakouts. That's why this morning I was kind of looking at GJ as well. There's been some kind of like volume type of breakouts. It's got a 1 minute breakout. Maybe on the 15 minute candlestick creates its lows first. So maybe like a reflip like that. This is how people would be looking at this. Reflip, create the lows, and then as it starts to break the highs, entries as it breaks above key wicks, stops below the current candle lows. I just filled that range, a little 10 pip range over there. But if you're looking on 30 minute still has room to move up, but resistance lined up beautifully with the SMA too. So again, just tapping into that general region. We got SMA, expecting some potential reversals from there. 26.7 pip range overall. This is a GJ that I miss GJ moves like this. Got a nice little head and shoulders here too. Left shoulder ahead, right shoulder. You got SMA support. That's if you're looking to buy GJ. That's how you'd be breaking it down. But if I was gonna catch this move, I would have most likely caught it on a 1 minute trade. Like this with a stop below here, about like an 8.4 pip stop loss. For price to keep moving upwards. Maybe I'll close it around around like 16 pips or something, you know. Gold is slowly forming a higher low on the M15 maybe. Yes, no, maybe. Goat shit. This is a goat shit range. Because that's what I was wondering. I was wondering, why is price doing a liquidity grab here? Like, why would it do a liquidity grab there? Where is it heading to? There's literally nothing here. You got like support levels. Unless it just did pretty much liquidity grabs, because I can imagine a scenario where price if you look at this on the 5-minute, if someone was to set a very tight stop loss, their stops would have been hit potentially here, and then that's a seller out, and then we got buyers in, and then that's the buyers out. So for me, I would just characterize all this here as goat shit, pretty much. Sharks, yes. It often sticks to the same levels anyway. Vic, I'm watching from my new balcony today. You move house, you move house there, Joshua. You move your flat. When'd you move? When'd you have time to move so quickly? It's a 25 pip range. Oh yeah, the contract signing now. Hey, Mr. Joshua on the multitask. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Got like 3 minutes 20 seconds for candle here to close. At least that would give like some sort of confirmation that if it can move down. So today looks like we didn't get our 70% rule, whereby once we get one profitable trade, then the next one is also profitable. Looks like in this situation here, the next one was a fail. We'll move next week. Nice, man. Enjoy. Enjoy the new spot. Yeah, I don't think Eric is going to be coming back anytime soon, guys. He's in Lemming jail. Oh, man, it's still pushing. Yeah, I thought at least it would give a confirmation there. Let's see, 1 minute. 1, 2, 3. Candlesticks nothing in a row. It was a very difficult trade. Very difficult trade to catch. The only thing that I can imagine is for whatever reason this area was valid. But for me it was not valid. You know, the stop loss was too big. The range here. Let's see. 62.5, 63, 64. Nah, I think this was pretty much invalidated. It was invalidated very slightly. But the only other thing I could say was, you know, the funny thing about the market is, like, obviously we have all these measurements and stuff. They help keep us consistent, right? But the market will not necessarily know that or let's just say there's always a probability that the trade, let's just say it that way better. There's always a probability that trade can still play out even when it's not textbook by the measurements. Correct? So like the range was still good. The range was valid. There was just a risk management model there. In this scenario, then, let's say if this was still valid, I would still be in this trade. For example, obviously my targets would have been hit. But also at the same time, the stop loss would have been reduced. So from a 65 pip stop loss, it would have been reduced to about like maybe a 29, 30 pip stop loss. As this candlestick was coming down like this. Because it's behaving like the same way that usually I expect price to behave once also the risk management comes in. So that could have been a situation thing there. But it's always about probabilities. Like if you get enough situations like that happen, what's the probability that they're gonna be a winning trade? You see, this was a little bit... But it behaved exactly the way I would expect it to. Just the way out when I took this sell over here, just the way I would expect also price, if it gave me a drawdown, this is how I would have expected it to move. So that's the only thing that I'm seeing. There's nothing else I'm seeing. If I disregard that, then all this just kind of looks random to me. It just looks like the buys just failed then as well. And price came down. Thor hammer? Who needs... Yeah, that guy got the Thor hammer. Doesn't seem like anybody else here needs a Thor hammer. In the Discord. US safety agency contacts Tesla on robot taxi issues seen in online videos. Remember when the Tesla first came out and it used to have so many accidents? Still wouldn't trust a Tesla just to drive for me. But sometimes it actually does perform quite nicely. If you see the video of the guy who fell on the road and the Tesla quickly swayed from hitting him. Man, literally, Wall Street Bets is just a bunch of people either making a ton of money or losing a shit ton of money. Mostly losing. And they trade the most random stuff. It's like a whole different side of trading. Everyone, keep oil prices down. I'm watching. You're playing right into the hands of the enemy. Don't do it. This is from that movie, Dodgeball. Pretty nice OG movie over here. Wall Street liquidity. It is like the Vegas of trading, true. You know, Wall Street Bets is just like a bunch of people who gambling, you know, just like pure gambling. That's what it is. They don't even like want to learn anything. They don't. That's how I imagine. Like, people make a shit ton of money from the markets. Don't get me wrong. They can do a little bit of due diligence and put like really big positions and make a ton of money. The problem with that type of trading is that it's just a consistency. That's the only issue. And some people get away with it if they know when to quit. So I would imagine we got like us guys who on forex, you know, forex traders, they really work hard. They work hard and they're always like studying the markets and they're more willing to study and that sort of thing. Then you have the other side of trading, which is like the meme coins. You know, meme coin people don't give a shit about learning. They're usually just looking for the same thing Wolf of Wall Street or Wall Street Bets are looking for, you know, just some of these like golden swan or black swan opportunities. And then they take really big risks on their accounts. But there's no longevity there. Only like smart people like the guy from GME, you know, those guys kind of like have a better shot because they don't always do it. Even that guy was smart enough to know how lucky he got. The guy from GME, Roaring Kitty, made a ton. He made his millions, made like upwards of 25, 30 plus million off game. He risked basically everything. And, you know, it worked out for him. It worked out for him. But if you look at the percentage of the amount of people who actually make money off of meme coins, it's even less than 5%. It's less than 5%. They watch The Big Short once and think they'll find the next crash. Yeah, exactly. They're going to watch The Big Short. And you know, the worst thing is that it's getting onto new things. It's nothing that has so much due diligence behind it. But it's like they're getting onto the new trends of what's trending. And the problem with that is there's so much trending. If you get into that space right now, you're going to find so many opportunities. You're going to be sold dreams. And majority of that is not going to work. So those people are actually much better off investing in things which just do go in a certain direction, like indexes for the long hold. But they're looking for these really fast gainers. But getting those black swan... Oh, what happened here? This was a BTC. It actually liquidated this position. Yeah, we got like so much turbulence in the market. Looks like the Bitcoin longs didn't work. The long idea didn't work. Yes, the question is, what's going to be the next Black Swan event? Tesla looks like it's recovering. Trading at $350 here. Let's see that WorldCoin. WorldCoin was a scam. I called this out from the very beginning. People didn't want to listen to me. But to my surprise, it did give a little bit of a push. That's one thing I was surprised about. That it did actually give a quite a nice push here to like 12 USDT. But after that, it looks like just a pure pump and dump situation that happened. So this is what the people are looking for, like these really quick moves. But you see, in most cases, they're all going to be pump and dumps. There's no longevity to it. So yeah, I got WorldCoin over here. I wonder if people actually made money from WorldCoin. I had a nice little rally. That was on the beginning. This was February 2024. February 2024. It peaked here in March of 2024. And since March of 2024, it's been going down. Slowly but surely. Imagine having a portfolio just losing money. Since March of 2024, you get caught holding the bag. Like literally all the way down here. Really sucks. It came all the way down to 0.80 USDT from 12 USDT. Sheesh, that is pain. March 2024 to July 2025. You're even happy that their account blows, to be honest. Like the pain is finally over. But yeah, that's WorldCoin over here. Still surprised it went up quite a bit though before the crash, but let's see, we got the dirty 30. Looks like a little liquidity grab to move up on the dirty 30 on the monthly time frame here. This is a break above like 45,200. But you see, this is something like, this is something you could YOLO. This is a much nicer YOLO over here. Imagine taking a buy. You could have literally taken a buy anywhere with a big enough stop. Literally scaling into a market which is predominantly moving bullish and is expected to just keep moving. Look at how insane this could be. Look at this, chat. Look at this. And the only problem with this is gonna take time. You know, this is on the monthly time frame. We're talking about this is since 2011 over here. This is since 2011. You know, price has just been going up, but you know, this is the thing. This is a long game. This is the game that people, I think, if you're a more mature trader and you don't really rely on these to necessarily pay bills, but it's part of your investment portfolio, I think it's a pretty nice way of looking at markets. Don't you agree, guys? Don't you agree? About like let's say 15 years. That's like 15 years. You know, every now and then you're scaling into your portfolio. It's growing, it's growing, it's growing, it's growing. Pretty nice. You need a lot of capital for that though, I guess. Just to make it a lot more worth your while. Still gonna stick here, you know, you can make profits a lot faster. Day trading. TFX, will you be streaming games at the end of your streams ever again? Maybe one time in the future, but right now I really don't like the YouTube policy. Might get copyrighted for the game. But yeah, that was fun. The next Black Swan event will be ARX becoming profitable. Joke. Who is the guy who lost 100 mil on BTC recently? $100 million, not sure. But I imagine people lose a lot. Like if you look at meme coins, for example, look at the way that people invest, you know, 50 grand into these. They invest a lot of money into meme coins. So I would not be surprised. 100 grand, 100 mil. Probably happens quite often that someone will lose like, you know, 20 million, 30. Let's look at the Trump coin again, which should have just been a complete rug pull by now. Let's see what price is currently sitting at. Go here onto the 1 month. Yeah, it's just a complete rug pull. You can see here on the weekly. Look at that. Little pump and dump schemes, you know. There's never longevity, so never get caught holding the bag on these things. So this thing is pretty much down to basically even below opening price over there. And you can see the positions here. So these are people probably getting out of positions, taking some profits. So we got somebody who sold here at $24,000, made $39,000. We got some people buying here. Someone bought $71,000, $77,000, $85,000. Somebody bought. Look at this. Insane. You know, when you don't have money, you think people don't have money, right? People have money. There's a lot of people in this world who have a lot of money. And then there are also some really dumb, risky people who like risk a lot. There's 20 grand over here. I think the highest I saw was like about 80 grand so far on this. About 30 grand. People selling, and the sells come in so heavy. I mean, look at this. Look at what does this even mean? That's like a pure dump. So you get like pumps, dumps. Pumps, dumps. Pumps, dumps. Yeah, no trade zone as Goldie is complete garbage. What time is it? 5:34. Probably in the next hourly. Start having some movement. As always. $100 mil. I hope that was calculated risk. You know, to have even $100 mil to gamble on something, that guy must be good. He must be good. Probably have businesses. To have that. That's generational wealth right there. 100 mil. You're gambling generational. You know what's so funny? I always wondered why rich people gamble, like super rich people, because the only risk going broke. They're already rich. The only risk is going broke. So why would you gamble 100 million to risk going broke? People gamble to get rich. 100 mil is generational wealth. Got the Beebs, you know the Beebs, he sold his music catalog for like 200 mil. He could easily pay off his manager Scooter Braun that 20 mil. That 20 mil he owes him and still be good. You know, what do you need? Above 20 mil? Like, you gotta access already a lot of things. Clint from Kenya tuned in. Hey, welcome. Having 100 mil to not care about is Dubai price level. Yes, sir. When your number plate costs more than the car. But usually, like, making that much money is so nice if it's coming in passively. But not earn money, not like this. This is quite stressful. Trading in the markets. The richest gamble for fun. I think Drake posted his gambling losses the other day. He lost like what is it, like 40 mil, something like that? 40 mil. He lost it on Fortnite. 40 mil on a Fortnite. Yeah, so I was looking at the price right now and I was thinking maybe the only thing that could come again is still the sells that would not be valid. If you take a sell, there's no range here on the left hand side, so you still want to have some sort of retracement upwards. Buy's got a tiny range here. It's like 20 pips. But I gotta say, you know, as far as this month has gone, today has given like not the best of looking London session price action after we've gotten our trade set up, our entry. Because there's very little opportunity when it's moving this jaggedly. Skip tabs of the news. Is Wall Street bets. Can someone give me 50k? Pay or sale? The biggest regard is the one who's gonna... Oh, the biggest... I think you wanted to say retard. The biggest retard is the one who is going to give it to you. I'll take my fries to go, actually, thanks. Wow. Brutal. This is how I feel. You know, sometimes I get messages in my Instagram. Sir, could you please send me a small $100? Sir, could you please send me $200? I told the guy that I sent it. And then he came back to me like 3 days ago and he was asking, did you use a bank wire, sir? I'm still waiting for it. I also effed up bad and made many poor choices, but you wouldn't see me begging here for money. Get your shit together and apply at Wendy's. Oh, brutal. Oh my days, I can't even read this. I can't even read this comment here. Yo, everybody went for this lemming Joshua. This lemming here posted some dumb shit and everybody attacked him here. Holy. Some people in China might help out if you're willing to provide your medical history and pick up the money in person. Yeah, I'm gonna sell some livers there. A liver would cost like 50 grand. You can get 50 grand. Or is it a liver or a kidney? One of those. Sorry, I just need $20 USD. I'll bring you back 100. Yeah, that's also another one. A classic one. A classic one. I have the skill, but I don't have the money. If you give me this amount, then I'm going to give you this amount. Because nobody with the skill will lack the money. Once you got the skill, the money is basically as good as yours. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy that you will get the money if you have the skill. Got like 4 minutes here. Candlestick still needs to close up. Again, I'm just like doing these next paper trades over here. Obviously, you know me, guys. I'm not giving back profits to the market. If I make money from the market, I'm keeping that money. I never give the money back. I never want to give the money back. But it looks like so far today, it's been a selling day. All my sells here played out. So all my sells, the only thing I took was a buy. But I also reduced my risk on the buy because I knew I was counter trending that buy. So that was the only thing that I took counter trend, and it was a losing trade. And I see also a buy here. This will be a losing trade. So actually, there have not been real buy confirmations which have actually worked. Only problem is that's all that I'm seeing currently right now. There's no more sells. You think that SMA is again a speed bump? I think we might have to zoom out here, see what price is trying to do. Like, even if you look at the 4 hour, it has like a bunch of areas there to get through. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 4-hour candlesticks in a row. Price is due for some sort of retracement. Got a 4-hour support here on the left-hand side. You look at the daily, you got like a whole daily support region over there. What it is it's just accumulating. That's all that it's doing right here, boys. I don't know what price has in store for the rest of the day, but it's a pretty big range here. You're looking for where the lemming was attacked. Where was it? That was on a... No, we're just going through like Wall Street bets. So you got a guy here who asked for like 50k, and the whole chat roasted him. The whole chat here roasted him. Hey, fuck, tell me a story at least for 50k. Give me time to unzip. Should have like made a really sad story here. Best I can do is tree fitty. If you give me 50k, I will turn it to 500k for you. Must be nice gambling somebody's money. If somebody doesn't care about their money, then you can easily gamble that. Heck, you could probably even get away with it. 50k to 500. It's not your money. You have nothing to lose. If you gave me 50k today and I saw the news, this is all that I would look for, and you said, Vic, go and gamble this 50k, I would just be looking for Donald Trump's tweets like this. I'd be waiting for exact moments like this that I'm expecting just macro volume, and then I just full port that whole account. That's how I would do it. But I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it randomly, like on trade setups within these types of ranges with no news. And think about it, chat. Like, it's a pretty good probability. You have way better odds than if you're just gambling at a casino. Yes, it is a gamble, but it's more of like an educated guess, as how I'd like to like look at it more of like, you know, got Trump tweeting ceasefire, war is about to end, gold shorts. Simple. I'm gonna try catch one of these bomber cloud trades one day, guys. Don't be surprised if you see me come onto stream with like a pretty big trade. I want to try at least one time this year to catch a big trade. But that's why I'm kind of like kicking myself, because I feel like this would have been a perfect situation here. Because I also sent this out this morning. This is the reason behind my sell this morning on pre-London session. This was the main reason, in line with the entry confirmations. So just need to wait. You know, the whole thing is just locking in like that. You just have to lock in expecting these things. And when you expect it and it lines up, you take advantage of it. That's the whole thing, you know. You don't really get lucky with this. You know, some people, you can take a sell. They don't know why market's moving. That's like all luck. You know, but once you expect that macro volume, man, you're gonna have like, you're gonna have these situations, these opportunities come around. And they do come around. You feel like you missed out on these? Don't worry. The next one's literally right around the corner. Are we ever going to see some TFX merchandise? I would wear the shit out of a t-shirt or a hat with 0.7 pips. Yeah, we need some nice merch. Nice merch. I only got this hat. But it's hard finding a quality type of production. But I think like once we grow a bit more here, for sure I'm gonna look at some really nice merch. Maybe some consolidation play. But you see, the thing is, I've seen traders do this before. I've seen them create this merch before. I don't know how much value that actually provides. I've seen my mentors used to do this as well. They would have like cups and what do you call them, mouse pads, some hats and stuff. I mean, it's a pretty cool idea. You're gonna have the playbook on your mouse pad. Fundamentals move markets long term. Yes, they do. We're gonna do merch giveaways rather. I think would make more sense. Cats or dogs, Vic? I got a cat. Got a cat. Looks like Garfield. Orange cats for me. I love orange cats. Dun, 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 dun. I thought I was a dog person until I owned a cat. When you're looking for manufacturing, hit me up. I have some friends. Oh, nice. We got some China connects here already. Friends with factories, and they also are in circle here. I'll get you best price. Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean also, you know, like you can get really nice quality stuff from India or Bangladesh too. And I think it would even be more affordable. My country got missiled yesterday from Iran. It was so scary above my house, Qatar. I did hear about that. I heard there's a few missiles which landed over there. Crazy. Yeah, cats are cool. Mine was licking my hair earlier. I'm nice and groomed now, looking slick. There, Schwartz. Yeah, this buys don't look so appetizing anymore. Range is too small, stop loss is too big. What can you do? Right, guys? What can you do? Nothing. Can't do anything. If you don't get your setup, you can't do anything. What are you gonna do? Is there anybody new in the stream here today? Write a 1 if you're new in the stream. Still trying to figure out this algo thing with YouTube. Just want to get a kind of like a good sense of what's going on here. Come on, Architect. I know you're not new. I got Nasir, Kenny. Those are two names I haven't seen before. I sent the videos from yesterday. Oh, we got Muslim Massive. Yeah, chat, we're gonna have some new videos. Like I wanna make a bunch of new videos very soon on the channel. I may take this day a loss. Do you have any advice? You should have not overtraded. If you took a trade which was an overtraded loss, you should not have, because you know, like if I overtraded, I would have given back profits today as well, because there was another buy here, but I was just watching it. I already had my trade, you know. I always tell myself I'm gonna come for each session and at least look to take one trade per session. And whether that's gonna be a losing trade or a winning trade, that's just how my day's gonna go. And you know, you just have to accept it. You just gotta accept the way your day's gone. Today was a special day. I took 3 trades. Mainly because of this news over here. So that's it, buddy. You just gotta you gotta take 1 or 2 trades a day and just call it a day and see. Come back tomorrow and do the same thing. You can just watch price for now, because if you look at the way price is moving now, it would have been very hard for anybody to have made like a profitable trade here. You're not getting those 10% type of pushes. So you can see price is still trickling down. It's trickling down here, but there's nothing. There's like, where are you gonna sell? Why would you take a sell here? Where are you gonna sell to? Take a buy here. Where are you gonna buy to? Better off trading GJ. Let's see what GJ is doing. All right, GJ pushed up, completely melted. Wow. That is brutal. Where did this even candlestick come from? This thing melted like 30 pips on GJ, but the 1 minute candle had 19 pips. Nice little head and shoulders, little accumulation breakout here. Wow, look at this. This would have been a really nice move. This would have been a really nice move. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, bit of accumulation, a little bit of a fake out confluence, I guess, and break of the lows for price to continue moving down. Very clean. Holy. Yeah, in terms of accumulation breakout, that looked very clean. I think it filled the range up already. You can see from this area here to here, at least 65% of the range was already filled on GJ. Then we had that reaction. Brutal fake out, but beautiful entry confirmations on the LTF. Dipping its toes back inside this gulag here. News forum on Discord, let me know what you think. Wait, this is you said in Qatar. These are actual videos that you took or you got online? Man, that is wild. What is this? Where is this? This is Qatar. Man, this is the one that you took? Sheesh. I'm trying to see what's going on here. These are flying up. These are the ones which... Oh, those are the ones which block the missiles, right? Man, yeah, I'm getting kind of tired of this war because, you know, it's not really making... It's not also making sense in the market. Like, the whole thing just doesn't make any sense. Oh yeah, this types of malls always strip me out. Like the ones with the roofs painted like clouds, and it looks like it's day. It always looks like it's day. You know, there's probably a casino in there somewhere, but it just gets you shopping. It makes you stay in the mall so you can spend more time and money inside the mall. That's mad. Glad we still have IB with us. Yes. Yeah, it is something else seeing it live. See, MBM trade strategy, always one step ahead. Awesome. Very nice. One step ahead strategy. To me, it always feels like I'm inside of a bowling ball. Dun, 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 dun. It looked like a Call of Duty server yesterday. Hey man, at least Price is creating opportunities soon. Funny thing about the market is, man, when it moves, you're gonna know it's moving and you're gonna know this is the time to be trading. But right now, this is definitely not it. This is definitely not it. And if you look at GJ, if you look at what really GJ did, there was only two moves that happened over here. There was one move that was filling up the range on this push, and then there was a counter move on that sell-off. If you really look at what Price has done, 90% was consolidation, and small little bit of it was just like a small move upwards and a small move down. This is funny. What is this? Maybe I think I need to log in. I think I need to log in. I can't even see the headline here. Let's go. Why am I still not logged in? We've received authentication app. Oh, I think that's why I'm not logged in. I think I lost access to the authentication over there. I need to go find the backup codes. Some more admin for later. Do you think if I give you $100, you can get back on your feet? Yes. Well, $100? $100 so little, man. I'm not gonna flip it to $1 million. $100 to get back on my feet will be a challenge. So probably have to pay for some sort of funding program. That's the only way that I see it's possible. Get yourself a funded account, pass the challenge, and then start compounding from there. Okay, let's see. Go into my gold news. The lightning bolt. Which one was it? Gold's bullish momentum likely to persist. This was posted 4 minutes ago. Gold pulls back to 2-week low. Okay, this one. Let's see. Gold's bullish momentum is likely to persist according to the RHB research analyst. Despite the indecisive pattern, the formation of a fresh higher high close accompanied by a long lower shadow suggests an underlying buying interest remain intact. Long lower shadow indicates a period that price is initially fell significantly but strongly rebounded afterwards. The yellow metal is expected to build on its momentum and retest the 3500 resistance. Given the sustained bullish momentum, RHB maintains a positive trading bias. Spot gold is down 1.4%. Yeah, it's a lot of speculation right here, right now that price is gonna move up to 3,500. We want it to move up, but it's not moving up. It is not moving up. But what is he talking about? Shadows. A long lower shadow indicates a period that prices initially fell significantly. Is he talking about a wick? But strongly rebounded after. Is that what they call wicks sometimes? Call them shadows? Through the shadow. Yeah, we're gonna wait for that rebound. As of now, definitely there's no directional bias because for price to really move up, we need to break above like a key level structure such as that on a 33.35 over here. Then we got a support region, so big question mark to whether this ceasefire is actually going to go through. And you know, the beautiful thing about it is if you missed out on this today, don't worry, just come back tomorrow. If you missed out on this fundamental, we might still be getting the continuation because, you know, it's still taking some time here to get the official end to the 12-day war. We still haven't got the official end, right? So, you know, we're going to get that. And price is going to also behave, you know. Hopefully I can get my runner then. A really nice bomber clot. So just keep that in mind, guys. Don't feel like you've already missed out because tomorrow pre-London session, we might see ourselves back here again. We might see ourselves down like -50, maybe even 1%. 1% during that pre-London time. So you haven't missed anything yet. This is actually it. This is Tuesday. We still have a whole week ahead of us. So keep tabs of the fundamentals here. Go in the live news section on our Discord, and it pretty much has all that financial juice RSS feeds coming in. It will take a little bit longer, maybe a couple of minutes, but you're gonna get it here. If you want just everything all at once, so all those macros, you will get it there. But having that said, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your trading day. This to me looks a bit like goat shit. So, yeah, I don't think there's much here to do with this price action, guys. I will see you all tomorrow. Adios. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate y'all.